Dear students, we are there here to look into the second chapter of child psychology, which is very important and also very interesting. So the chapter is child growth and development. It's okay. Child growth and development. The first chapter involved like what exactly we are going to learn in all the future chapters. The entire psychology what we are going to learn, that was being told to you. Now we are going to a little bit look into the depth of child growth and development. Okay. Can anybody tell me the difference between growth and development? Growth and development. What do you mean by growth? Growth is what? Growth is a typical development. Okay, what do you mean by development? What is growth? What is development in a human being? Very nice. Growth. Okay. Okay, I'll just tell you what is the difference between, some people are telling the physical growth, some people are telling about the mental development. So development in the sense always it comes to the mental, and growth in the sense always it comes to physical. So according to the general knowledge of people, but there is a little bit difference in the growth and development. So I'll tell you the difference between the growth and development. Okay, so can you all see me now? Like I have 2 hands, I have 2 legs, I have 2 eyes, I have 1 nose. Okay, so all the body parts, correct? Okay, the hand is there very next to me, correct? Okay, so if the hand is there very next to me, the functioning of it is called as a development, correct? A functioning of it is called as a development. For example, so the person who doesn't have the vision, they will not have a vision, they will not be able to see, but eyes will be there for them, isn't it? There is an eyes. A person who doesn't have a vision, who is a blind, yaar kuridirtaralla avrige kannide but adu kaanodilla, correct alla? They have hand but it is not going to work. Body parts, but working of it is called as a development. The growth is visible, you can see the growth, correct? So where does the growth starts from actually? Where does the growth starts from? A human being growth starts from? Yes, it is from the mother womb. Okay. Yes, growth starts from the birth, and functioning of is also will take place at that is called the development will also take place, that is something called as a behaviorals, what we call it as. Growth stops but development takes place all through the life. Sometimes the growth stops but development will never stop. So we are going to look into this differences now. So this is very important chapter and it's very interesting. Please go ahead, please listen to me carefully. So differences between growth and development. You can see the growth, that is size, length, height, weight, quality, and growth stops. You can see the posture of a body, correct? So it's going to stop. When maturity has been attained, may or may not bring the development, but growth take place. But just example, just an opposite of it is a development. Changes in shape, functioning. So this speaks about the quantity, here growth speaks about the quantity, here development speaks about the quality. Overall changes depends upon the individual, development depends upon the individual, not everybody have to develop the same, physical or mental or whatever, and it also takes place in the womb. But the growth will stop after certain year when you attain the maturity, correct? But here the development is not going to stop, it will start from womb and it will end in the tomb, in the sense like when we are no more, or when you are going to our graveyard, till then the development is going to take place. Okay, so what are all this development? This is the social development, physical development, emotional development, and intellectual aspects. So we are going to look into all these things, why exactly this growth and development differs, and we are going to also look into the principles and scopes of growth and development also. There are some stages in a human body and a human life. Okay, the first and foremost would be called as a prenatal stage. Prenatal stage in the sense what? Prenatal stage. So the child will be growing in the womb of a mother is called as a prenatal stage. That is from the time of conception to the 9 months where the baby stays at the inside the womb of a mother. Correct? Then comes the infancy. Infancy in the sense what? From the birth, infant in the sense what? From the birth to 2 years. Newborn baby till 2 years. Then we call them as a infants. Infants we call them as. Then the childhood. Okay. Then the childhood. Childhood as considered. Childhood will be considered till what? From the age of 3 years to 12 years we consider them as a children. Why 3 years to 12 years? Any guesses? Why not the 13-year-old boy is not called as a children anymore? It is a teen, 13, and also it is a teenage. We never call them as a children. We call them as a teenage people. Teenage people we call them as. So childhood starts from 3 years to 12 years. There is a pre-childhood and later childhood. They have divided into two again. One is a pre-childhood and one is a later childhood. Pre-childhood is from 3 to 6 years is called as a pre-childhood, and 6 to 12 years is called as a post, that is the later childhood. Okay. So now after 13 they are called as an adolescence. What do we call as an adolescence? So yes, we call them as a adolescence, but that will start from 13 years till their 60 years. After 60 years, what do we call the people as? After 16 years? Yes, it is old age. From age of 13 till the age of 60, we call them as adolescents. After crossing the 18 years, once we step into the 18 or after crossing the 18 years, we call them as a adulthood. It is called as a adulthood, and that is till the age of 60 years. Okay. So old age will start from when? From the 61. Once you step into the 61, or this scientifically you can just tell them scientifically in the sense like once the reproduction system is going to stop, the hormonal changes, the reproduction system is going to stop in a human being. So then we call them as a old age. They cannot produce their young ones. So that is called as a old age. When you get to know like all your mothers, all your grandmothers or whatever, they stop their menopause by 45 or 50 or whatever. After that they will not be able to give birth to their young ones. Even that is also called as a old age for ladies, and once for gents it is 61 years what we call it as. Adolescents till then we will be calling them as. Okay. 61 years, the end of the reproduction is called as a old aging people. So 20 to 60 years is called as what? 20, above 18 till 60. Adulthood. Yes, adulthood. How come in 50 plus years a person will be an youngster? Correct? They are called as a adulthood. They call it as an adulthood. So now this is very, very important. The next the next step we are going ahead towards this growth and development. Now we are going to learn about the period or stages of development. What do you mean by period or stages of development? So there are stages for development as well. So we are going to look into that period and stages of development. So the principle of development also, it is also called as a principle of development. Principle of continuity. What do you mean by principle first in case? It is a rule. Very good. It is something a rule. So one who is going to rule, or one who is going to set a rule, or this is how it should work out, or this is how it is going to work out. That is called as a principle. So principle of development we are going to look into. The first point would be principle of continuity. The principle of continuity. So in development it was never going to stop. The development is never going to stop. This will be until and unless our what? Until and unless we reach the tomb. Okay? Until and unless we go to a graveyard, the development is not going to stop. Why this is called as the development is not going to stop until unless? So then what are we going to develop? What are we going to develop then? The whole through our life, what are we going to develop? Correct? After 35 to 40 years of age, what are you going to develop? See, you have a black hair, you are very, physically you are fit, and you are an adulthood and you are able to give birth to your children. So you are very healthy, you are very happy. After this, what development is going to take place within you? What development? So the chain goes like this. The development starts like this, like a mountain, okay, and after 30 to 40 years, maybe after 40 years, the development will slow down. It will slow down. Here also you will be using your, you will be crawling, and here also after 85 or something you will be holding a stick, and here also like you will be developing. You are going to become a baby here. Again you are going to become a baby here. Correct? And they will always tell that after 60 they are very naughty, or after 60 they are very naughty, something like that. Here also after around 6 years you will be very naughty. Here also after 60 years you will be very naughty. Naughty in the sense what? What are all the naughty things? What are all the naughty things you will go? So here you will be knowing, here all the naughty things you will be doing like without knowingly. You don't know the difference between good and bad. So here also after 16 years the same thing. You will not know the difference between good and bad. Correct? After 60 years. Many times we will be telling our parents, please keep quiet, you don't know anything. Don't speak to that auntie like that. Don't ever be always true, and don't ever tell all the truths to everybody. Don't ever tell about our family to everybody. Okay? Something we will have their own restrictions. So here also after 18, so what are you going to do here after 18 years? Correct? So what are all the things that you are going to do after 18 years? Here also up till 40 that will continue the same. Correct? So you will be enjoying your whole life. Here also you will be enjoying your whole life. So after 18, till then you reach the 40 years, your hairs will be black. Okay? Again you are going to develop, your hairs will be white. It's a development only, right? It's a development only. How fast you are growing and how fast you are developing your physical body, that fast you will be getting. Here after black hair, here after 35 years to 40 years, or 40 years to 45 years, it will be half black, or maybe the percentage is like this, like 20% black and 80% grey. Then around 50% black and 80%, like 50% grey. Then again the percentage changes. So 75% grey and 25% black. So maybe after 80 or 75 or till 75 it is too late to reach that stage actually. Maybe after that it is completely white, isn't it? Here it is completely black. Correct? So this is how it goes. And I have one simple logic what I can tell you is, for example, if somebody is suffering from fever, what exactly we are going to tell them actually? What exactly the doctor is going to speak about it? So she has developed fever today. She has developed a fever today since 3 days or 4 days. So it is something like that what they are going to speak. Some differences in our body, any differences as such, some differences in a human body is called as a development. Okay. So this is how the development goes, and it is continuous, maybe for a good reason or a bad reason, or going up or coming down. Some development is going to take place within the human body till their thumb, till they reach the death point. Okay. So rate of growth and development. What do you mean by rate of growth and development? The rate is nothing but a measurement. The rate of development and growth is not equal at all. It's not at all equal. The growth sometimes will be continuous. The growth sometimes will be see, after 18 years yes. After 18 years will you people grow? Will you get your height? Will you people grow? No, the growth stops at that point of time, isn't it? But the development will be taking place within yourself, correct? So it is not uniformity. Whenever the development has to take place, there is no rule that growth also have to take place. Sometimes the growth might take place and it will pause, but development will be continuous. That's what it is been trying to tell here. Principle of individual differences. What do you mean by this principle? Again and again I am telling, this is how it is going to work. The growth and development in a human body, this is how it is going to work out. So it is individual differences in the sense, even a twin child at your home, twins which if they are born also, there is lot of differences within them. Don't you see the difference, dear students? And principle of uniformity is nothing but it is a twin child also, there is a lot of differences. That is what they wanted to tell here. The development might take place, but there will be a differences within the twin children also. Okay. How exactly the twin children are going to differ? Can anybody tell me? How exactly they are going to differ? Eyes, we call it as an identical twin or unidentical twin, correct? Even though they are identical in the sense they are same at their look wise. When you see, it is almost the same, only the first relationship would get to know like the difference between those two children or those two kids. For an outsider, it might be very difficult to find out those children are called as an identical twins. Unidentical twins in the sense, even though they are born in the same mother's womb, but they look different. They look very different, okay. So this is a physical difference what we can tell you is, the posture difference what we can tell you is, but normally one child will be always little fast, the other child will be little slow comparatively, not exactly too slow, a little slow learner, a slow catcher, or a slow like whatever, all the activities whatever he or she does, it will be little slow. And this works out like this actually, brother and brother. If two boys are born together, then also there is a difference. Brother and sister, then also there is a difference. Sister and sister, then also there is a difference, okay. So whatever the combination might be, there is some difference in the growth and in the development. Why there is this difference? Why it is a difference? Why? Why is it difference? Correct? Why they have this difference? We are going to learn about it through the hereditary, environment and many other chapters. Why exactly that there is a difference, we are going to learn about that. It's very interesting and important. We will explain you later. Uniformity, principle of uniformity pattern. Even though they are a boy and a girl, even though they are born in Karnataka or Mangalore, even though the children are born in US or India, correct? What I am trying to tell you, please listen properly. Even though there is the same age of boy and a girl, okay, and they are born in Karnataka or in the sex differences also, girl or a boy are born in Karnataka or born in Mangalore or born in India or born in US, okay, there is some uniformity in all the children. Do you all agree about it? It is universal, and we can see the uniformity within them. See, for example, Indians look like this, okay, but how does the Chinese look? Okay, but if you see four Chinese together, children of Chinese together of the same sex, all boys, can you make out the difference suddenly? No. But Chinese and an Indian? Okay, but Chinese and a South African? You can make out a difference, say within the inter-country, like internationally also you can find out the difference between children. But one small question I would like to answer you. For example, 8 to 10 years boy, even he is an African, he is an American, even he is a Chinese, or even he is an Indian, you can make out that he is a child, correct? He is a child, he is a small child, correct? You will understand. So maybe you will not get to know the exact year of him. Maybe the boy's age will be around 8 years, but you might tell like according to his growth and development, you might tell that 6 years, correct? A boy age might be 8 years, but according to its growth and development, you might feel very heavy and you can consider him as a 10 years. That's all. Here 2 years or 1.5 years difference, you can make out the differences, growth and development. This is called universal development. So there is some universal development also, that is called as a uniformity pattern. This is called universal development. In development, something is uniform also. So principle of proceeding from general to specific. What do you mean by general to specific? Proceeding from general to specific in a development, it is been mentioned in a principle of development. What do you mean by proceeding from general to specific? When a newborn baby okay, a newborn baby like cries like what? How does the newborn baby cry? What a funny question, madam, this is. How does a newborn baby cry? It is a very funny question, isn't it? 6 months, how the baby is going to cry? Yes, it starts crying from the upper part of its body, from the waist to the head. The child will be crying, okay, shaking all the hands, shaking all the neck, something like this. The child will be crying too much, correct? Maybe after an year, 1 year baby, 1 year or 2 years baby you can consider as. How exactly the 2 years baby is going to cry? Yes, falling down. Again it is going to utilize its whole body, something like this. So step by step the cry goes like this. Forget about 2 years. We will just speak about around 5 years boy crying. 5 years boy crying. How exactly the 5-year boy is going to cry? When somebody is really hurt and he is even, correct? There is no sound at all when the person is crying, maybe girl or a boy or whomsoever it is, correct? 15-year child is going to cry like this, like only is through eyes you can see the tears, correct? But after 20 years how exactly the cry is going to be? After 20 years how exactly the cry is going to be? Okay, only tip of the eyes you can see the water and just like this, isn't it? This is something from general to specific. First it is too much of sound with all body shaking, next it comes to the upper body, next is come to only the face, next is come to only the facial expression, next it comes to the tears, soundless it is completely, next it is not even a sound and nobody wants to see our tears also, go sit in the bathroom or sit in the toilet and cry, isn't it? Like all how ladies we are going to do, correct? That is how we are going to do, correct? Do you cry in front of everybody? Yes, sometimes purposefully when we want to cry, we will cry in front of everybody to get the sympathy, correct? Okay, so principle of interrelation, it's very, very interesting. The child or a human being who is highly intelligent, the child or a human being who is highly intelligent will be successful in his life. He has a social development, he has his he has many developments, he is a language expert, so he is going to have a high knowledge, he is going to be physically fit, many things as such. You can only see his success. One who is highly intelligent will also have their good health. What I can tell you is good health, good physique, good knowledge, good social life, everything he is going to have. That is what it is been observed in the research. One who is highly intelligent can self-manage, take the decisions, he can study in his education on his own, he can take the right decision at right point of time, he is going to take care of his health also, the health will also support him. That is what it is been telling in principle of interrelation, okay.